All right, so very often when we're working with clients who have been in business for many years, they often come back to us and some really important part of their life has become eroded in some way. Often this could be their health, or it could be a key relationship, or they simply don't have time to pursue the hobbies that brought them the most joy. And so, what we have learned over the years is that by doing some of this foundation laying work at the front end of your venture and really building that into what we call your unwaverables for yourself and your employees, that we're able to mitigate a lot of these problems and challenges that show up later down the road and can be extremely costly to a business and to an entrepreneur and to a team. And so the author Stephen Covey wrote about this in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he used a metaphor that really spoke to us called the Big Rock Theory. And in this theory, he illustrates to folks with a big glass jar and various sizes of rocks what it is like in decision making day in and day out around these key elements. And so the first thing he does is fill the glass jar with the big rocks and asks the students, does this appear full? And they respond, yes, it appears completely full. Then adding in smaller gravel, you can see that it starts to fill in all the crevices, and he asks again, now does this appear full? And they say, oh yes, absolutely full now. And with even smaller sediment, he continues to fill it up, and then asks the group, what does this illustrate to you? And the eager beavers in the room often respond with something that is very possibly apparent in this illustration of, oh, it looks like there's always more time. You think that there's no time, but still there's more time. And then he empties out all the contents and fills the jar back up with all of the small stuff, all the gravel, all the sand, all those little elements, and says, does this appear full? And tries to insert the larger rocks. And in this moment, it becomes revealed that if we don't make space for the big rocks, then there's never space for them at all. And so this is an opportunity for each of us to think about, what are those big rocks that if we did not lay these into the foundation of our lives and really respect them as the boulders that they are, then over time we might start to have some part of our core principles, our core way of living will begin to erode. So I really encourage you to take some time to think about what those are and what these unwaverables are in your life that make up your working definition of success. So take this next bit of time to think about, are these relationships? Is this a particular spiritual life? Is it community commitments that you have? Is it things as simple as honoring sleep and exercise? So we often find that this work pays off in many, many ways over time. So I encourage you to engage in it now.